Let us begin by looking at temperature. The biomes on Earth vary drastically in their mean temperatures owing to their placements in respect to the equator, the amount of precipitation, and altitude. The regions closer to the equator stay warm and receive a lot of precipitation as opposed to the taiga that is well below freezing temperatures for half the year. So why does temperature make a difference? Or rather, why is temperature relevant? Well, it is relevant because one of the key drivers of life, enzymatic activity, is highly sensitive to it. Let me explain. Why do we get worried when a friend is down with a high fever, especially if their body temperature is above 100 degrees Fahrenheit? It is because at the edge of the optimal temperature for humans, most crucial enzymes either do not function or become denatured, causing a painful death. That is why we ensure that we maintain an optimum temperature. Our body, in fact, has some mechanisms to help us do this. We sweat when it's too hot to enable evaporation and induce cooling. Our peripheral blood vessels dilate and bring in more blood to the skin surface to facilitate heat exchange through the skin. But we humans cannot regulate our body temperature at will. All that we can do is ensure that it stays in the optimal range. Reptiles and cold-blooded animals, on the other hand, can alter their body temperature to match their surroundings. But in general, most organisms maintain an average temperature throughout their lifespans and cannot survive major fluctuations. Organisms that can only tolerate a small range of temperatures are known as stenothermal organisms. They're further divided into thermophilic and cryophilic organisms. Thermophiles, as the name suggests, can survive and thrive only in hot temperatures or temperatures above 20 degrees centigrade. Corals, some insects, and most reptiles are thermophiles. Cryophiles, on the other hand, are those that can only tolerate temperatures below 20 degrees centigrade and sometimes as low as 0 degrees centigrade. Examples here are fishes like salmon, certain species of seals, and Arctic crustaceans. The next major group includes animals that can tolerate and thrive in a wide range of temperatures. They are called eurythermal organisms. Some examples here are cats and dogs and even tigers. What about us? Which category do you think we humans fall under? It actually depends on how you look at it. If you look at it from the outside temperature perspective, humans can live in icy mountains as well as deserts and tropics, which would make them eurythermal, right? But if you look at it from the perspective of body temperature, we cannot survive if our body temperature is below 34 degrees centigrade or if it is above 41 degrees centigrade. Now in Fahrenheit range, that is between 97.5 to 102 degrees Fahrenheit. Now this is a narrow temperature range that would put us in the stenothermic category. Whatever be the case, today we don't have to rely on our body to regulate our temperature. We wear warm fur coats in the cold regions and relax under cool air conditioning in the summer months. Moving on to the last group, you have another set of organisms here known as extremophiles. These organisms make extreme habitats their homes. These are regions in which no life is, or rather was, possible. Yet, these organisms have evolved and adapted resilient enzymes that aren't deterred by extreme environments. You've already come across the bacteria, Thermus aquaticus, that exists in thermal springs that are above boiling temperatures. Its heat-resistant DNA polymerase enzyme is used in the polymerase chain reaction today as Taq polymerase. Studying the effects of temperature with relation to the organism informs us a lot about its life habits, its geographical region, and its interaction with its environment.